Community Dialogues project, Hull Truck Theatre has researched barriers to arts engagement on 2 Hull estates with high levels of deprivation, Orchard Park and Thornton Estate.
Community Dialogues project was designed to work in 2 specific areas of Hull. One of them is Greenwood and Orchard Park estate, and the other one is Thornton Estate, where we are now. We chose these 2 areas simply because they are one of the areas the most disengaged in the arts in Hull, and Hull City of Culture and 2017 are definitely a good year to work on these estates and engage them. So main aim of the project was to investigate the barriers that people have to access arts, the theatre. So we decided to do the surveys on the estate, but we never believed in the aggressive research as such, and definitely you need to build a relationship and trust among the community before you start asking any questions. So for the first 6 months of my project I was building these relationships. My job was mainly to go out to the community, spend time with them, have a coffee with them, have an informal conversation, do arts and crafts, and actually we found that arts and crafts is a fantastic medium for the informal conversation, and this is how we decided to do our research.
This community is a 10-minute walk from the theatre, but wasn't going to the theatre. So we worked out a way of trying to get people there, which has worked. So me and Magda have worked together. Magda spent lots of time getting to know this community, so she built up the trust. So she did lots of different activities with this community that maybe didn't necessarily directly connect to theatre, but it meant she built trust and relationships. So when it came to the point where Magda was saying, look, there's this really interesting play on at the theatre, do you want to go? It was much easier for us to make that leap and get people to go, yeah, okay, I'll try it.
It's broke down a whole load of barriers for the people involved. Some had never even stepped foot across the front door of Hull Truck. Now we've got groups of people who meet regularly they're empowered, and they go, it's become part of their normal life is to go to the theatre.
So today we are on Octagon Family Centre, which is on Thornton Estate, one of the engaging area for my project. As you can see, it's lots of families here having a picnic, but also joining in arts and crafts, and also answering some questions for Hull Truck Theatre, whether they have been, what they've seen, and if they have not, what could we do to help them to access the theatre. We believe that the theatre is for everybody. Hull is very multicultural society, and we cannot miss out of all those people who maybe don't know or feel like Hull Truck Theatre isn't for them. So this is my role to make sure that they feel familiar and comfortable in the space, that they know what's on and how can we help for them to access the theatre.
Through Community Dialogues, the theatre has worked in partnership with a diverse range of organisations and individuals.
For some families it's very important to have things like that, or even parties like we're having today with other organisation involved. We've been working very close with the Hull Truck Theatre. Magda was attending a few of our sessions and promoting performances in the Hull Truck Theatre. A lot of our families attended Finlay McGuigan's Adventures performances, and we received very good feedbacks after that.
Children, they haven't get this experience. Maybe some of them, they haven't been there in the theatre. If the theatre, truck theatre, came to the community and introduced themselves, their activities, I haven't heard about the activities until I get the tickets from the centre. So it's nice. So most of people, they don't know about these events. So if they know, why not? They will go and participate and see something nice for children and for adults as well.
And it's a nice relaxed environment because there's now the baby play area as well in there. So I have been in for a coffee as well, and just let little girls go and play.
They did a small session with us and then took us to Hull Truck Theatre, some of the children, and they went to Hull Truck Theatre and did some arts and crafty stuff, I think, at first, and then we saw a production with Pearl About, it was called. and it was sort of like a storytelling, but it was interactive. He was getting them to tell the story, and at the end of it, he gave them some ideas on how to write stories themselves.
In terms of the theatre, which maybe is something that is a real sensory experience, is that everybody can enjoy it. It's something that can be for anybody, and with a little bit of thought and adaptation and that real person-centred thinking, is that it's, you know, it's a resource and an asset and an experience for everybody, and we can all enjoy it, whatever your level of additional needs.
Communities that are sometimes considered disadvantaged often lack confidence, and it's about building that confidence, because people, even though we're only 10 minutes away from Hull Truck, sometimes somewhere like Hull Truck can feel like another world, another country, a long way away for people. Even if you get them in there once, you need to just keep tapping, keep going, and over a long period of time, things change.
I work with the disadvantaged sometimes groups or people who not necessarily have an ease to access arts, theatre, museums and stuff like that. We find out what the barriers are and we trying to overcome these barriers. So for example, when we've heard that obviously some people who, like Danny's group, got problem with transport, we try to accommodate that. If somebody says that the tickets are too expensive, we're trying to find a deal for that, or we offer them pay what you can nights. Another example, when we ran our focus groups, we found out that the childcare is a big problem for families, so we provided the childcare on that time. So we are trying to do as much as possible to make it easy for people to come to the theatre and enjoy themselves.